Okay, so I'm back. Hello and welcome, I'm back. So, sorry, I had to stop the video. The internet was terrible for some reason. So I'm back again. Anyway, let me tell you the story. I want to share with you a story about banking fraud and massive mismanagement of money by financial institutions, banks, and governments. But it has a good ending. So stay with me. So around about, hi Jane, good to see you here. Thank you for watching. So 1998 to 2006, there was a housing boom in the US of A, and the prices went up massively. And at the time, what was happening was there was low interest rates and there was lots of borrowing going on. People could remortgage their houses really, really easily, get loans really easily. In fact, one report said if you had a pulse, which most people do, you could get a loan. And they were over lending. They were lending to people who couldn't and didn't have the ability to pay back. And of course, it had a bad ending. Whereas in 2007 and 2008, there was a huge worldwide financial crisis. Millions and millions and millions of people were affected, and hundreds of thousands lost properties, thousands and thousands, if not millions of people lost money. And it was all due to mismanagement and illegal practices by the lending houses, the banks, financial institutions, and the governments. The very people who we trust to look after our money were the ones that caused the collapse of the banking system and worldwide financial pain for a lot of people. In fact, the Lehman Brothers bank collapsed with over $600 billion of debt. So this was massive. This was something that hadn't been seen the scale of since about 1930. So it was a massive, massive crash. So at the same time, there was a group of developers who were working on a white paper for what came to be known as Bitcoin. And the reason they started to put this together was they wanted to create a trustless society and a trustless way of us being able to handle our finances. And they came up with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer system where it's an online banking system, an online trading system where I can actually send money, or you can send money as well. Anyone can send money to anyone without the need of a third party, without the need of permission from anybody. So previous to this, if you were wanting to send money anywhere, you would literally have to go through a bank. In fact, most of us have bank accounts, and we have problems with our bank accounts. So when you open a bank account, first of all, they ask you loads of questions about your private life and your business life and your income, proof of income, and all these documents. And it's really, really like, what the hell do I need to give you all this information for? Well, they want this information because they want to control us. And he who controls the money controls everything. So, this group of developers, which came to be known as Satoshi Nakamoto, in fact, nobody actually knows who he is, created Bitcoin to be a peer-to-peer system, which means we can send to each other. We don't need a bank. We don't need permission. We can send it to each other anywhere in the world, any time of day, and we now control our money. Now, I don't know about you, but if you can control your money instead of the government or the banks controlling your money, isn't that a good thing? So Bitcoin was actually created to solve a lot of banking problems. The problem was we had to trust our banks. We had to trust our governments. We had to trust our financial institutions. And if you don't trust them, what do? So Bitcoin is a trustless society, a trustless cash online system. You don't need to trust it. You just send it, which is really, really cool. So this is the core background of Bitcoin. Now, since then, we have the ability to make money with Bitcoin. But originally, it wasn't created to actually make money with. It was created to give us freedom. Okay, so I hope you understand that so far. If you have any questions, why don't you click the little message button above this video? In fact, if you click that button, you will have a little conversation with a robot Tim. It'll actually have try it, give it a go. It's actually very cool. It's very cute. I've just installed it this week. And you can have a conversation with the little robot any time of the day. And if you go all the way to the end of the conversation, you'll actually get a free gift. So try it out. Send me a message. Try it out and see what happens. If you have any questions about Bitcoin or anything I'm talking about right now, send me a message. Okay? Go above to the top of this page, send me a message. All right, so originally Bitcoin was created to give us control of our money. It was actually created to create a trustless system that would give us freedom. So I think that's worth investigating and investing in. If you get control over your money, isn't that a cool thing? I think it's cool. So since then, of course, what happened after that is that people began to get interested in the fact that you don't need a bank or a financial house to send money. So as the interest grew and as more and more people wanted Bitcoin, of course, the value of Bitcoin goes up just like anything else. And as a result of that, we were able to actually start trading Bitcoin. So you can buy Bitcoin. And what's cool about Bitcoin, one of the things I think is very cool is that you can get started for $1 if you want. You don't need to invest hundreds or thousands of dollars to get started in Bitcoin. You can actually start with $1, which means it opens up to virtually the whole world. Everybody in most countries, we have $1. So you can get started with it. And if you'd like to know how to get started, just send me a message, ask me how, and I will show you the way to do that. So that's how Bitcoin got started. So just to recap, Bitcoin got started in 2009. It was actually launched in 2009 after the financial crisis of 2007, 2008. And it was created to give us the ability to take control of our money, create financial freedom for ourselves. And so we didn't need a third party to do the transaction for us or third party approval. So if you've ever had a problem getting a bank account because you didn't have the right documents, or if you've ever had a problem getting a loan or being able to transfer money because of possible money laundering, Bitcoin is the solution to all of those problems. So if you don't have a bank account, you can't get a credit card, Bitcoin is a solution. So again, if you'd like to know more information about Bitcoin, send me a message and I will be absolutely happy to help you. So I hope that's helped you understand Bitcoin a little bit more. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to know much about Bitcoin to actually get started. You can buy Bitcoin very, very easily. You can sell it very, very easily. The price goes up and down like anything else. Like the American dollar goes up and down. The Philippine peso goes up and down. Every currency goes up and down. Bitcoin also goes up and down in value as well. Stocks and shares the same. But it's not as complicated as you think. When I first started with Bitcoin, which was in February of 2017, I knew absolutely nothing about it. And I learned very, very quickly because it's a very short learning curve on Bitcoin. So if you need any help with that, let me know. But basically, as I said in the beginning, you might be angry with your banks because the banking system is actually a redundant, fraudulent system that puts us into debt. So you might want to take a look at Bitcoin as a way of creating financial freedom for yourself, for your family, for your friends. As I say, if you want to know more about it, let me know. I'm happy to help you out. Okay, so I'm going to go off and have a coffee now. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Thailand, in Chatham. Got some little bit of work to do before I sit down and relax. Might go swimming this afternoon. So wherever you are, have a great day.